Hey, seventh graders, welcome back. This is lesson 3. In this lesson, we're going to look at a sentence that contains a pretty difficult word. It is actually a word that I learned this summer reading the Anne of Green Gables series. That's the bell. It truly is a word I had never seen before. I could figure it out because I knew the Latin root, but for our purposes, we're going to go use this word and my sentence step by step, and we're going to break it down and we're going to learn this word so that when we're done, we will know this word forever. So the next slide, you're going to see the vocabulary notebook template, which is just a blank, not really a blank, but format. It's a template that shows you where to put all the information and what to put in what order. You don't have to use it, but most kids find it to be pretty helpful. And I'm going to show you a couple of websites that I use for finding good information about words. So the next slide again will be the template slide. So let's get going. So this is the vocabulary notebook template. It lines up exactly with the vocabulary notebook format that I talked about in lesson 2. You'll see there's spaces for each of the words that we're going to, each part of the word that we're going to learn. New word, copy the sentence, the dictionary definition. Right here, whoops, here is a space where you're going to do some drawing. There's place for synonyms and antonyms, and then on the next page is your original sentence and your examples and your acrostic if that's what you want to do. So this page, this slide, and the next slide are just going to show you the template. Next, we're going to introduce the word pellucidly, a word that I learned reading Anne of Green Gables, and then we're going to go through the template step by step, and we're going to fill it in, and we're going to learn this word. This is the second page of the template. It's write the word in your own sentence, 2 examples of what your word is like, and space for your acrostic style poem. So let's look at a word that I learned this summer. It was pretty exciting. A source that I like to use that pretty much has everything that we're going to need is an online source. Hopefully I can get it to come up. Called wordhippo.com, and I should have a link for it, but I'll get that out to you in just a second. So here's WordHippo, and what I like about it, it has a when you type in your word, you have a pull down menu that tells you the meaning of the word. It has opposites of the word. It has another word for the word, which would be your synonyms. So WordHippo is a great source that I like to use. Another one is dictionary.com, but WordHippo just seems to be a one-stop shop for any of your word needs, so it's something that I would highly recommend that you bookmark and add to your homepage when you're looking up your words. So here's the sentence that I found. It's in book 5. Anne's House of Dreams of the Anne of Green Gables series, and as you can see, I've underlined and actually highlighted in red a part of the word that I thought I knew, but this is a word pellucidly, and it came from the sentence, the little brook babbled pellucidly through the lower garden. It truly is a word I had never seen before. I did know that what lucid meant, but it usually lucid only related to like having, being reasonable, being rational, having clear thoughts. So I had a little bit of an idea of what the word meant, but not enough to be clear. So I'm going to go through the vocabulary notebook template on the next slide, and we are going to go through the word pellucidly step by step, and we're going to learn it. All right, so I'm going to go step by step. Here's the template. What I need you to do is open up a template from your Google Drive, and we'll get started. So as I'm adding to this template, please add to yours. So I'll give you just a minute to open up your template, and then we'll get started. Okay, so our new word, the word from Anne of Green Gables, was pellucidly. And make sure you spell it correctly, because that makes it a whole lot easier when you're doing your search in your dictionary and your thesaurus. So that's step 1 done. Step 2, copy the sentence from the text to show where you found the word. And we're going to use quotation marks to show that it was from text and that I didn't write it myself. So the little brook babbled pellucidly, and pardon my handwriting, through the lower garden. Period, end quotations. So now I'm at my dictionary definition, and when I looked in word hippo and I typed in pellucidly, it came up with adverb, so I can put that down. I know it's an adverb, which means it describes how you do things. But the definition is in a pellucid manner. Well, that's not very helpful because I don't know what pellucid means. So what I can do is I can select pellucid, and then I will figure out what the true meaning is. So pellucid means allowing the passage of light or transparent or easily understood or clear. Since I'm talking about a brook or a body of water, I'm going to choose number 1, allowing the passage of light, transparent, and clear. So I've written transparent and clear. I have my part of speech, and the next thing I need to find out is how is it pronounced. So it is pronounced Sid. That is the pronunciation guide. And typically you'll find that in brackets or in italics in the dictionary. So the next thing I need to do is figure out, well, what in the world does pellucid look like? Well, it's kind of hard to show a clear, transparent stream, but I can think of other things that are pellucid. And the first thing that comes to my mind, if I've done my housework and my chores, is the window panes in my house, the glass in my window panes. Pellucid, therefore I can see through them. Okay, we're almost finished. So for step 7, you're going to be writing the word in your own sentence, which I've already done. And I want to make sure that my sentence uses enough details and enough clues so that I can really get the understanding of pellucid down clearly. So the water in Lake Hebron, where I live, is so pellucid you can see the lake bottom. And the clues that let you know that it means see-through is you can see the lake bottom. So it's pretty clear, no pun intended, that the word pellucid means clear or see-through. So step 8 is to find 2 examples of what your word is like. Now remember, these are not items you're going to find in the thesaurus or dictionary. You need to think about the meaning of your word and then think of concrete things that you can see, feel, touch, hear that have that characteristic. So since pellucid means see-through, clear, transparent, I need to think of at least two things that are see-through, transparent, or clear. So I think of window panes in my windows, the glass, as long as it's clean. And hopefully the lenses of my glasses are clean, otherwise are clear, otherwise I can't see. So I need to keep the lenses of my glasses very pellucid, otherwise I cannot see. So that's step 7 and 8. If I've done those accurately and I've done those correctly, I've met the standard. If I want to go ahead and exceed the standard, then I would do the acrostic poem, and we're not going to do that one today. We're just going to show you. You start with your word, you write it vertically, and I'm just going to work with pellucid because pellucid and pellucidly have the same meaning. Pellucid is an adjective and pellucidly is an adverb. So what you would do is for each letter in your word, you would come up with additional examples, write complete sentences that tell more about the word. Please don't just write single words. I really want you to explore and define and explain the word. So this is how we use the template, and you're going to use one of these every single week to learn a new word from something that you're reading. So happy reading, find some challenging words, and we're going to grow your vocabulary together.